not another farming sim. Yes, I can hear your complaints already, but before you close this video entirely, do hear me out first. Coral Islands was released for PC in October 2022, and as of this video, it's actually still in early access. Like with most farming sims, you get to customize your own character, and could play as either a guy or a girl. Don't worry if you don't like the starter clothes, there is a clothing shop in town that unlocks a little later on that you can visit to buy new clothes. Though in early game, you would likely be spending your money on things other than clothes anyway. Coral Island has eye-catching art style, which, to be honest, is what really caught my eye to begin with when I was contemplating on whether to get this game or not. With its first release in 2022, controller aspect hasn't been added into the game then. So I dropped the game very quickly, as I always found it difficult to play games using a keyboard. When the developers added the controller function to the game later on, that was when I started playing, and the game sucked me in very quickly. You play as a character, then move back to the island resort town where you live as a child. Coral Island was originally a beautiful place, but due to oil spills by a mega corporation, it had damaged the ecosystem and tourists had left in droves. The game built on real-world issues, which is part of the reason why I found it so appealing. Furthermore, with their Ocean Guardian DLC pack that supports the work of organizations that help to restore coral ecosystems worldwide, it is another reason to support this indie game company. If you played Stardew Valley, you'll likely be familiar with the aspect of building your farm up from scratch and having to decide which building goes where and even beautifying your farm once you got it running. Coral Island is no different. You can develop relationships and friendships in this game, and you can romance whoever you want, with gender being not an issue. Marriage, however, is not implemented in the game as of yet, but the HUD events you can get with the marriageable candidates are extremely interesting. I have a personal bias for Waku myself, though I have a few gamer friends who point out that Waku looks almost like a K-pop star. With one of the major plots in the game being the damage done to the island's oceans, early in the game, you get a quest to go diving into the ocean to clear up the debris and find devices that will help to heal the corals. Now, if only real-world corals are that easy to heal. The diving questline isn't quite fully implemented as of yet, as is the Merfolk questline. Even still, in early game, diving is actually where most of my income comes from, outside of fishing. I tend to do diving at least once a week, even exploring everywhere I could in the ocean, mainly because if I don't do that, the debris in the ocean will accumulate very quickly. It is, however, one good way to accumulate trash that you can turn into scrap and then into glass later on. A very useful resource that you would definitely run out of very quickly the more buildings and crafting machines that you build and upgrade. The mines too had an additional questline in which you have to reach the bottom of each mine and to free the giants from the petrified state. I say giants as that is the name that the game gave them, but to be honest, they don't really look like giants to me. Once freed, those giants reside in their own village west of your own farm, and could be utilized to help you enhance your tools, which is particularly useful, especially when you go mining and need a more powerful pickaxe. This game has lots of activities that can keep you occupied for hours on end, with seasonal events to fill your social calendar too. Most of those events, however, are still not fully implemented in the game yet, but it might still be worth it to at least check out those festivals. Helping to heal the ocean and even donating items you found at the museum helps to boost the town's ranking that might give you the incentive to work on those side quests for a bit. That said, this game is still in early access like I mentioned, so it isn't without its own problems. As of this video, I encountered several bugs and crashes that is somewhat annoying. One very annoying glitch I had been encountering without fail is the game crashing wherever I try to buy new animals on the ranch, and then let those new animals out to gaze. As of now, I have stopped trying to buy new animals until the developers could come up with a fix. Overall, I give this game a 7 out of 10. Honestly, the score will be higher if not for the constant crashes that makes it annoying, as I have to repeatedly play the day all over again. Otherwise, it is still a very fun and enjoyable game, and with the way the developers are constantly rolling out updates, I have high hopes that they fix those issues that I mentioned. If you like this video, do like and subscribe to my channel. And I also appreciate it. You can support me via my Buy Me a Coffee page. The link is in the description below. See you next video.